WrestleMania 41, and the night is being kicked off with the World Heavyweight Championship that the winner of the 2025 Royal Rumble main event, Jey Uso, will be challenging the World Heavyweight Champion Gunther to finally win his first World Championship. And after a long fought battle, the main event man manages to land an Uso splash. Not one, but two splashes, but he still thinks it's not enough to put the ring general down, so he climbs the ropes and goes for the third one, but as he dives for the third, he's caught midair in the sleeper hold. The sleeper submission is cinched in, and the main event man has nowhere to go. However, the passion, the adrenaline, helps him to get out of the sleeper, and he delivers a headbutt with the back of his neck, and 1, 2, 3 super kicks to Gunther, and Jey goes for the spear, but in the middle of his way, he's caught again in another sleeper hold by the ring general, and Gunther not only grabs him by the throat, but also he locks his own left arm around his neck, and this time has no choice but to give up as he passes out and loses the match. The ring general is still the World Heavyweight Champion, and he crushed the dreams of Jey Uso as he wanted to become World Champion and get his brother's revenge. But all of those didn't matter because Gunther stood tall. But 2 days later, on the Raw after WrestleMania, Jey Uso arrives without yeeting, and he's standing in the middle of the ring, disappointed. People are chanting for him to yeet with them, but Jey refuses to and says, "Run it back? I don't want to run it back. What I want to run back is my match at WrestleMania. I failed. So don't yeet me right now. Don't hype me up, cause I ain't out here to celebrate. I'm out here to tell the truth, cause I let everybody down. My family, my friends, all y'all who believed in me. I let you down, and worst of all, I let myself down. My own brother went out there and bled for me, and I still came up short. I didn't try so hard for it to end up in nothing." Hey, yo, stop talking like that. I'm good. I'm standing here, and I'm proud of you. Yeah, I bled for you. I went through a painful thing for you. But I fought it with my heart. I did it with dedication, because you're my brother. Just like you fought with your whole heart. Just like you fought for me at WrestleMania. That fight is the thing that means everything to me. And the loss don't change who you are, Roos. No, Jimmy, I ain't hearing that. You shouldn't have had to go through all that for nothing. I failed. That's it. Jey, look at me. You didn't fail us. You never did. You may think this way, but I need to handle this my way. I need some time. I'm out. Jey Uso walks past his brother and leaves the ring, and Jimmy is surprised as he didn't expect Jey to respond this way. And Jey Uso is gone. He's not appearing on Raw, so Jimmy returns to SmackDown to do his own thing, dealing with this new version of the Bloodline and getting a couple of wins. He remains on SmackDown until he returns to Raw for the King of the Ring tournament, as the first round is a fatal 4-way match where Big Jim is facing the Celtic Warrior Sheamus, the Bulgarian Brute Rusev, and another man who has not been announced yet. Who is this mystery man gonna be? It turns out to be the returning main event man, Jey Uso, and Jimmy didn't know anything about this as he's shocked stared to the stage. But unlike the last time we saw Jey Uso, which was a couple of months earlier, he's fully recovered, coming out through the crowd, and most importantly, yeeting with them. Jey Uso returns as the fourth man, and the match begins. Jimmy and Jey try their best not to fight each other during this match, and they're beating down Rusev and Sheamus until the point that they are out, and Jimmy and Jey both land an Uso splash, Jimmy on Rusev and Jey on Sheamus. And the referee comes and counts the 3 count, and both men pinned their opponents. But who actually won? Jey is celebrating on one side of the ring and Jimmy on another, until the point they confront each other because they don't know who actually won the match. They both got the 3 count, and the referee called for the bell for the both pin attempts. So on the following SmackDown, they're talking to Nick Aldis and Adam Pearce to find a solution for this, and as they don't have enough time to have another match between the two, there's no other choice for them but to make the next round a triple threat, and their opponent is none other than the man who failed to win his 17th World Championship at WrestleMania, John Cena. And the triple threat match on the next SmackDown begins, and every man is for himself. So Jimmy and Jay are fighting against one another, but at some moments they also fight with one another. With each other's helps, they try to take down John Cena, but at some point, Jey Uso has Cena in the corner and he nails him with a kick. He lines him up for another big super kick right under his jaw, and Cena's getting back to his feet, but he dodges a super kick, and that kick brutally takes out Jimmy Uso, and Jimmy rolls out of the ring. Yes, every man is for himself in this matchup, but this was an accident, and Jay didn't want to take his brother out this way. So he goes on the apron to check on him, and that gives Cena the chance to toss him back in the ring from behind and roll through to lift him up for an attitude adjustment. And that's it. The 16-time world champion now has a chance to win the 17th by qualifying to the finals. But as the weeks pass by, Jay has nothing to do in the world title picture, and he's only watching his Wrestlemania opponent Gunther retire Goldberg in his hometown in his last match. This could have been him, and this is exactly what is whispered into Jey Uso's ear. It could have been you. It should have been you walking out in those main events as world champion. It could have been you standing at the top of the mountain. It could have been you retiring Bill Goldberg. But you're not. And I know you're wondering why. I ain't got time for these mind games, Cross. Whatever you want to say it straight to my face. Oh, Jay, I don't need to say anything. Everything you think I'm about to tell you is already obvious. You just refuse to open your eyes. Instead of walking around back here talking in riddles like a coward, why don't you step in that ring and prove what you got? I don't need to prove anything to anybody. People already know exactly who I am, and they have accepted it. But you were out there at WrestleMania trying to prove something, and you failed. At least I got the ruse. What you been doing this whole time, huh? That's the excuse everyone makes after they fail. Jay, you can lie to the fans. You can lie to your family. That's not my business. But don't lie to yourself. Because the way you're going, you're getting nowhere. You wanted a match. I'll see you on Monday. On Monday, Jey Uso and Karrion Kross are having a one-on-one matchup, and as Jey Uso gets the upper hand, he's fired up. He wants the crowd to cheer for him. He wants the crowd to yeet with him, as he wants to line him up for the spear. Scarlett comes to distract him, and Jey Uso takes his eye off the ball, and that gives Karrion Kross the advantage. It gives him the time to recover as he rolls Jey Uso up from behind for 1, 2, 3. And Karrion Kross just pinned Jey Uso. He got a big win over the main event man, and Jey Uso believes he kicked out. But it's too late to complain, as Karrion Kross got the win. He wasted too much time yeeting, and Scarlett took advantage of that, just like Kross. And after the match, Karrion Kross is absent for a week, and 2 weeks after their match, Karrion Kross returns, and he meets Jey Uso in the backstage again. Hey Kross, where the hell you been last week, huh? You sneak away and then disappear? So that's what this is? You're looking for a rematch? Let's say you beat me this time. Then what? What do you get out of it? You want to shut me up? Fine. If I'm your problem, I'll be gone. But think, Jay. Really think. We're 2 weeks away from SummerSlam. Your bloodline is back together again. You got that big match on the horizon against the Vision. The one you should be focusing on. And you're still chasing me? You wouldn't even be in this situation if you didn't stop mid-match to yeet with the crowd. You had it won. But newsflash, Jay. Not every opponent's gonna wait for you to finish your little celebration. And when you fail, not everyone's gonna hand you a second chance. So maybe, just maybe, you need to change something. I don't have a problem with you. I only stepped into this to open your eyes. You see me as the devil on your left shoulder, but I'm the angel on your right. You just don't realize it yet. Kross walks past Jay, and Jay has SummerSlam ahead of himself as the next step, But we will get back to SummerSlam. For now, we're gonna take a look at the United States Championship. WrestleMania 41. United States title on the line as Jacob Fatu is challenging the champion LA Knight for his title. And as Jacob goes for the mighty moonsault, Knight catches him with the BFT midair and he covers him. And Jacob grabs the bottom rope, but the referee's not seeing it. So he counts the 3 count and LA Knight is still your United States champion. The referee counted the 3 count and he didn't see Jacob Fatu grabbing the bottom rope, which could have led to a different result. But that is the exact same reason that Jacob Fatu was able to get a rematch at Backlash against LA Knight, and LA Knight drops the elbow on Fatu again and wants to beat him for the 2nd time. But then we see Solo Sikoa walking down the ramp. So LA Knight turns his attention and wants to see what the hell is going on, and Solo Sikoa is distracting the referee. He's trying to help Jacob Fatu, even though Jacob himself didn't want it. But as Charles Robinson is trying to get Solo off the apron, from behind, someone enters the ring. And it's the debuting JC Mateo, who plants LA Knight down and leaves the ring. Jacob Fatu gets back to his feet and he takes a look at ringside. He sees someone he has never seen before, but he doesn't care who it is. He didn't want help. But he turns his focus back to the match as he lands the mighty moonsault right on the spine of LA Knight, as this time, there's no obstacle to prevent him from winning the United States Championship. Say hello to your new US champ, but he didn't want Solo's help. So their story continues until Money in the Bank, where Solo Sikoa is about to win the briefcase, but Jacob Fatu finally snaps there and super kicks Solo Sikoa to start a new way outside of his family. But Las Vegas hosted a battle between the winner of the Women's Royal Rumble, Charlotte Flair, and the WWE Women's Champion, Tiffany Stratton, for the WWE Women's Championship. And at some point, Charlotte Flair moves out of harm's way when Tiffany goes for the PME and nails her with another spear instead, and immediately she follows it up by locking her legs in the figure 8 leg lock. And Charlotte bridges over, and Tiffany has no choice but to tap out to make Charlotte a 15-time WWE Women's World Champion. And the crowd hates it. They never wanted Charlotte to face Tiffany, and now they don't want her as the WWE Women's Champion. And the boos get louder every single week, even though Charlotte tries to defend her title. But the time finally comes as Charlotte has a new challenger ahead of herself for SummerSlam, and that is the Queen of the Ring, Jade Cargill. And Cargill is going to face Flair for the WWE Women's Championship at SummerSlam. And in an absolute classic dream match, Charlotte Flair locks in the figure 8, trying to force Cargill to tap out just like every other opponent did. But Jade Cargill is more powerful than Charlotte thinks. She somehow manages to get out of the figure 8 and immediately lifts Charlotte up for her finishing maneuver, the Jaded. And after walking around in the ring, she finally plants her down and stacks her up for a 1, 2, 3. As Jade Cargill is your new WWE Women's Champion. Jade Cargill finally won her first singles championship in WWE, and what better way to start this reign by beating a woman who has won this title 15 times. But the main event of WrestleMania 41 is what we all have been waiting for. Roman Reigns, CM Punk, and Seth Rollins. Pure bad blood. And Paul Heyman turns on CM Punk as he was forced to walk out of the stage with him. So he picks up the steel chair and wants to return to his tribal chief. He was forced to walk out with Punk. He never wanted to betray his tribal chief. And Roman forgives Paul Heyman. And Roman knew Paul would never do it to him. And after demolishing Punk, he lines up Seth Rollins to get his revenge. This time, it's not a distraction. This time, he can finally do it. And he does it. He gets his revenge. But he's not done yet. There's too much bad blood in Roman Reigns. He wants to punish Seth Rollins for what he did years ago. And he's doing that with no one there to stop him. Until finally Paul Heyman screams at Roman that he has to turn his attention back to the match if he wants to win this WrestleMania main event. And Roman finally does. So he lines up the beaten up CM Punk for a spear, and he runs towards him. But Punk moves, and Reigns accidentally spears Paul Heyman. Heyman is done. He is out, and Roman Reigns just took out his own wise man. And as he's still confused, CM Punk takes advantage and nails him with a GTS. He's not done yet. He lifts him up one more time for another go to sleep to Roman Reigns, and the busted open tribal chief is getting pinned. CM Punk achieved his dream. Not only did he main event WrestleMania, but he also won the main event match of WrestleMania. Paul Heyman betrayed him, but the obsession Roman Reigns had with Seth Rollins and The Shield cost him the match, and CM Punk won his first WrestleMania main event. But how can things go from here? Well, things will be much more different, much more exciting, and we will talk about it when we're taking a look at the alternative scenarios of WrestleMania Night 2.